Welcome to my stream, where knowledge reigns supreme. Calm and collected.
Fixerbot says.
Welcome. Stream starts in 5 minutes.
Expectations, gonna teach you something new. Learning, hacking, exploring. There's so much we can do. Feel the excitement as we dive into uncharted lands. New discoveries await in this digital wonderland. Together we'll unravel the secrets, unlock the code. No limits, no boundaries, no knowledge will explode. Welcome to my stream, where the fire of knowledge burns bright. Chat with me, let's embark on this journey of delight. From the basics to superpowers, we'll learn and grow. In this stream of knowledge, together we'll grow.
T-minus 4 minutes.
Welcome to my stream, where knowledge reigns supreme. Calm and collected, I'm about to go live, you know what I mean. Got high expectations, gonna teach you something new. Learning, hacking, exploring. There's so much we can do. Feel the excitement as we dive into uncharted lands. New discoveries await in this digital wonderland. Together we'll unravel the secrets, unlock the code. No limits, no boundaries, no knowledge will explode. Welcome to my stream, where the fire of knowledge burns bright. Chat with me, let's embark on this journey of delight. From the basics to superpowers, we'll learn and grow. In this stream of knowledge, together we'll grow. Welcome to my stream, where knowledge reigns supreme. Calm and collected, I'm about to go live, you know what I mean. Got
Stream about to start. 1 minute left.
expectations, gonna teach you something new. Learning, hacking, exploring. There's so much we can do. Feel the excitement as we dive into uncharted lands. New discoveries await in this digital wonderland. Together we'll unravel the secrets, unlock the code. No limits, no boundaries, no knowledge will explode. Welcome to my stream, where the fire of knowledge
let's continue. Yeah, so yesterday we started with this project, and it is really... I got one of these, and yesterday I was doing a random frame, and I thought, well, why not play with it, right? And let's start with a Arduino. It was long since I didn't play with an Arduino, so I'm just putting this in my notes now. All the information. So I'm just copying these images and putting them in the notes. Though, let's see, can I switch screens? Yeah. So I'm just pasting. I'm kind of glad it's not just all one image, but the breaks will be visible, and I would have preferred to have only the things necessary. So I can see here that we're actually at the place where I thought it was one image and clicked somewhere, right? So let's see, how far does this one go? To the bottom there. So this will be quickly done. Then we got the next one, like out number 3. And I'm thinking what we'll do is we'll look at the rest of the example codes that were made by a person who... They didn't make a library of it, but they have the timings and everything. So there's just images, the rest of it. Yeah, so those lost images we can just skip. Should we? Well, we're like just one image short of everything, so I might change this later, because this will of course take space, you know. And now I'm also putting it on my website, the notes. So my notes are public. So right now we've added this, right? Maybe this is a bit much. Images, but most of it, well, this bit at the start, we could really just skip. Images, we can just use this as text. We'll see. It's not worth it doing it now, for sure. I won't do that kind of thing on stream, if I ever do it. But text does take less space. So we kind of said yesterday, but now is this purple? So I just put one of these in, like, not there, but in the... This is a bundle deals. Now we have to see. Are they purple? Are they purple? They don't look purple here. Nah, it's just fake. Because this is just a piece of plastic that you can, like, have. I have one of these for gluing and stuff. It's not really a cutting mat, it's just plastic. And I use the backside because I don't want the images. So whatever. What I'm thinking is that we want to order several of these, and not this one because 38 shipping. Yeah, that's not smart. But this one had a good instruction, right? So we'll heart this one just because of the instruction, not because of the price. So the one I ordered yesterday was 30. This is the one. So the problem we had with this one is that we couldn't solder the connectors on, simply because I had to cut pieces of them off and mess about to be able to why not look at it, right? As the thing is that I still have my food on my desk, so Hello, microscope, just starting. Yeah, so I got a message. I had a message, so I'm just gonna log into this app. I had to update it first. I would have done it before stream. So let's focus this, and we can see that the LEDs, as they are all the way out in the corner, and the pins are in the same place. I had to mess about a bit to get them placed, but it wasn't that hard either, so maybe it's better to have it like nicely in the corner. I don't know. So we have these nice holes to put it somewhere, and it is nice, and there's really not a lot of room for the pins there. Yeah, I don't think it's really a problem. So oh, okay. So it's about my kid. They're saying that it's they'll contact me in 2 to 3 months. So let's see if we can get rid of this at least. Or maybe I should just finish this. So another thing I need to fix is to move my screens a slight bit to the right, so that I can fit a bigger screen on that side. So if I were to print screen my screens right now, you can see how it looks. So this is the layout of my screens, which is a bit annoying, right? I could actually lower this one now, but the microscope is still a bit in the way. But I would prefer to have 3 of the same size instead of this 4:3 screen here. And it's really that my table is not that far away, and the arm that's attached to my desk doesn't reach any further. So I wouldn't fit putting a bigger screen. It's like just a tiny bit like this. I need to move it. I will have to sit more this way though on the desk. And I do have this drawers underneath, so I'm not 100% sure, but I'm kind of leaning very much towards that right now. So I could also like move where it's centered on the legs now. Let's see how far do I have on the edge here. Yeah, so about this bit. Yeah. I'm not sure that's the best way to. I have up and down legs, so I could just move it a bit, the whole thing. And then I would be like in position to the legs in the same place. So let's just the last of the Christmas salmon. So now we're thinking not just instructions, we're thinking ordering new ones. Meaning we will add free shipping and sort on price. Do you see those 3 holes? So here I assume the tiniest thing is this price, right? Not the full matrix. These are the flexible ones. And also we have to do it with ESP, of course, right? But having already wires there is a big plus. But I think I want the hard ones, the non-flexible ones. So, this is a flexible one, I guess? Yeah, flexible. So all the bigger ones are flexible. So if you just see these, the one I collect, right? This one. So it is about the same price as the one I had, though it obviously has holes in another spot. Is it the same size? So the one I ordered didn't have any information either. 8 times 4, 64. And it has the same numbers. There, we can't see the back of it, but we can see that in the corners we do have these. Some measurements of the thing. No measurements. Not even for shipping. The one I ordered, this one, is about the same price. I do know I have to fix the soldering because this is just underneath the LEDs, which also means that the LEDs are nice and tight and it's very symmetrical, right? So if you were to put several of these next to each other, it would look kind of good, right? And if you solder wires instead of headers, that I did, it would be easier to do it, I guess. So thinking of making like 3 times 2 or something. But maybe it's cheaper to do the flexible ones and make them steady or something. So these have 67 5 stars. So I guess that's part of why I ordered it. Probably the price a lot too. So this has the same name, though it seems flexible, right? So is it actually cheaper? So let's look at the images. Oh, they have Arduinos as examples there. I didn't find any finished library though when I was looking at it. So maybe we should check what the names of the flexible ones are. This is a cheaper one. This doesn't have a shipping option, so it's probably like 40 for shipping. It's not free shipping. Oh, it's another one of these. But this one is, so if you're buying a lot of them, you know. Yeah, this is the same one that I had. I mean, the layout of it on the back side there with the soldering problem. I have to cut off the pins. That's what I mean with soldering problems. But also we can see that there's these long paths. So they've thought of it. Oh, did they buy these money? And also, I think the shipping with these, what do you call it? Like picks, bundle deals. I think it's always quicker. So. Hmm? 22? It looks like the same thing. And the board here looks identical. So as there's no shipping on any of these, we could just go on the price. I don't have a focus on what I'm getting. 88 data matrix. The max. So almost the same one. So I'm adding both because sometimes they are sold out. So they look like they're still there, but when you click to buy, it's not there. Right. I have these. They're tinier, but I have a lot of them. I kind of forgot that. Are they like this, I think? So you get much more detail, like pixels. But I don't have the logic for them. Well, I bought chips, but I have not put it together. That's not a very good example, is it? Oh, they're single color? Oh. Yeah. Yeah, that's not the same thing. So that's probably what I have too, single color ones, and that's why I didn't think of it. I do have a few of the rings too, but I didn't think they were more than single color. Maybe they're programmable too. I was thinking like just lighting. So I have 2 hands. We can get started. Sorry for eating breakfast while randomly talking about nothing. So I'm thinking most of the time now we'll actually do coding. So I will turn the camera off for now. And let's confirm that we have all the things we need. And close a few tabs. Yeah. So these are interesting. And this is much simpler because you don't have to worry about. Yeah, and I know there's big ones too, the soft or flexible ones. So let's just search for like lead matrix, right? Add this to cart again, just to remind myself later. That's the one without different soldering. Let's just add that too. Oh. Okay. I wasn't there. It's the bundle deals. I wanted the normal one. So let's do a quick search before we turn off AliExpress on LED matrix. So we're not limiting ourselves to the one I bought, but to everything. So we can see there's lots of other ones. This is 16 times 16. So what if we do like, so imagine 32. And I'm thinking 32 to 32, or 32 and more. So I don't really want 32, 32. I want 32, 64. This kind of thing, right? We could make something cool. Maybe put it behind me or something. Display module. Yeah. So this is really pixels on a screen. That's what it is. And you can make big things of it. So how many 64s and 32s do you need to get an actual screen, right? Yeah, so they're really... Let's do the free shipping, which we might not get the best price from, but it's too hard to check them all. So, this is something else then. And this is odd with the sorting on price, and you don't get the cheapest stuff in the corner. So they seem to be from, well, $20-ish, right? So 217, 185. Why is it not sorted? So 185 is the lowest I saw that, I believe, because there's smaller ones too. And if they're too cheap, it's probably not the right thing. Yeah, and this is not a flexible one, which is the one I want. I don't want the flexible one if I'm gonna put it like somewhere. So can we click this? No. So we're getting cables. Ah. So it seems to be like modules in there right already. So here's an actual photograph of it. With some shadows so you can see more how the depth is. Let's see. So first it's just one review, meaning nothing. Yeah, we probably can see the images better here, right? Oh, the bottom is these two. Yeah, we understand. That's not what we do. That's not what we get. Module size. Here we have it is tiny, right? So it's not only the pixels, we also want it to be more than 16 centimeters. Because then it's not much bigger than what we have, which is 8 pixel height. So this is not really what we want. Yeah, you kind of saw that on these images, right? Where you see the screw holes, that this is not very big. So I'm not gonna look more at that right now. We might look at more searching for LED matrix, and I'm also gonna look for, this is what we didn't find yesterday. If this is not the dock that's empty. Oh yeah. So it needs to be RGB too. Not these, I have these, but as you can see, you need a lot of IOs if you don't have a ship, and I have ships, but yeah, this is not what we want. Those are not RGB. So let's go back. We need to add RGB. And then we suddenly just have videos, right? And this was nothing, it was just an empty page. So let's look at this one. What I'm looking for now is there a library? Before we make a library, right? We want to know if there is one. Oh. We need one that's serial too. So let's put that in the search, but I don't think if we do data pin, not pins, just pin. Multiplexing. Yeah, this is probably not anything. So maybe people do the other ones then. It's not like we don't already have the code and have it running, right? So oh. So we do have a cable. We have everything here. This will have the last one we did yesterday, which is just blinking. For some reason, the demo had 4 pixels, but we made it. It was RGB that suggested us making all of them. And we changed the top light not to be 255 but 155. So maybe I should even make it 100 because it's still bright. Still very bright. So these would definitely work as lights for stream, right? So we can have like build your own RGB stream lights. And you know, now these are not even at the max setting, but I'm sure you can see me going red from this. So it's bright light. You can see my shirt going red. So these lights are of course kind of bright. They're on 1% though. So I think maybe these are even, so the lowest light where they're actually on. Let's test that. So we have the program up here. Let's put this one back so we can see. Right, I'm actually going to create a scene. So the way I have these, well, let's put on the studio mode. So I have one with the dust up here, and I have a zoom, and I have a zoom out, and I have a fully zoomed out where you can see all of the cables and stuff here too, right? It doesn't fit. So usually I use this one, but then apparently I did have a zoomed one. So what I was thinking of was making an even more zoomed one. Maybe this one is good enough. So as you might have seen, this one changes too. It's not only this that changes. I'm thinking of making a button on my stream control to toggle these. Just hop between them, because I don't have 3 buttons. Though there's buttons I don't need, or I don't use in my SAMI. But this is not for now. This is focusing on this. Let's be in. This is enough, right? And also it's already starting to, the pixels starting to look odd. Or the pixels. So let's just go out of studio mode. And we can move this to the side a bit. Maybe though I need it here to be able to access the keyboard. Yeah, let's get this over to my screen where it's supposed to be again. And this is, which one did we, this should be the one we modified, right? Yeah. So we have it going up and going down. Max 206 and 99, I guess. I know, let's actually do 100, of course, because it's it's here. We need to make it 101. So we actually have 100. Well, 0 to 100. This is nothing that matters, but let's make it logical. I don't know why I even care. So, max turn there. So, this is what we want. This one we want 1 over. I don't care. It'll just go to 1. So we want it even more limited, actually. We don't want it to go to 0. Also, we changed the time here. Delay was 50 at the start. It was very slow. So let's actually lower it a bit more.
Hi.
Hi, welcome in. So I'm a bit just woke up kind of thing. I couldn't stop doing this yesterday. So let's just make sure that everything is connected as it should. We won't see a big change. Of course, as we're looping through less values, 100 instead of 150, it's much quicker, right? And we changed the time delay. Yeah. So I thought of putting one of these outside my door when I'm streaming too, because sometimes my kids don't want me to. Sometimes, when it's like dark in the outside the door, they can't see that there's actually a paper sign there. So, how are you today? Everything good? So yesterday we found this when I was Googling, and it is actually adjusted the timing for the serial communication with us with knobs here, so it's kind of detailed, though it's very obvious that it's not a programmer that did this. Some of them I've fixed the indentation because it's not been like, it's just random indentations. And also the fact that we're looping through things in odd ways and other stuff. Yeah, there was actually a for loop going from 0 to ending at less than 1. So it was just always 0. So that kind of odd stuff. But it might just be quickly done too, thrown away together and copied. But this part, I commented this out to just show what I meant with this not being used on this one. Yeah, so we modified this one too, and I made this more obvious. This is switching between 2 squares. So if we do this one instead, now we will have how much? 10 and 20, so it won't be extremely bright. So I don't know how much you can see, but that's purple and blue, and it just hops between these. And we changed the timings a bit, we changed the colors. These were all different colors at the start, so yeah. So I'm curious if any of the programs actually use this functionality that's in there to also set one value but then update all of it. So set one value, update all of it. It's not logical to me. It's like it's half built. But we do have this is a repo, GitHub repo, which also contains an Excel file. So that's the wrong screen. I have a reminder that I'm supposed to highlight stuff on this one before they run out. I have to finish highlighting my Advent of Cyber ones before, for what is it, 14 days? So I did those 27th. I have a few days more, like 2. Oh, this is something else. This is the one. So this is they're really just talking about their Excel file. This is about the Excel file. They also have code. It's mostly about their Excel file though. But their repo, we downloaded the sketches, and sketches is this. So I've also added the image with the connection, but it's very obvious that it only uses 8 if you look at the code. So we haven't looked at all of them. I've changed a lot of them now, right? With the ones we have. That was grow and well, let's do like fade border. What could this possibly be? Maybe we should just do from the top and go through all of them and make sure there's no code that I want to know. If we're putting this in a library and like making nicer functions and stuff. So here we can see the pin 8, right? So it's using pin 8, but the image is always nice to have. Number of LEDs. We also did, where is it? We could just connect this instead. It's just a normal one that's disconnected from its Bluetooth thingy, and we just put these into the Arduino and we get this to light up. And then of course we need to change these values, number of LEDs, because that one has 150 apparently. So it's 50 per meter then. No, it is not. The other one was a 3 meter, this is a 5 meter. So, byte 192, we'd have to change this. It's also funny, the thing about not being a programmer really. This one is manual calculation. Then further down, they actually have a variable for this. Here, calling it bitstream. So it's not very logical. And if you wanted to have it more readable, maybe you would have put this also as a 2-dimensional array with 64 and 3 in this case, or actually number of LEDs. But also it is a stream of data that is sent, and it's just easiest to have it this way. I can agree on that.
What do you think about repack programs? Is it worth installing human-verified repacks?
So I don't even know what repack programs are. So tell me about it. Human-verified repacks. So I'm thinking then that you're thinking something with AI if it's human-verified. Tell me. So meanwhile, there's also leftovers in this function. It's in all of the programs. So I don't think they have really changed much. This is just the main loop. And they start with a delay, and they don't clear LEDs. Yeah, so it's just they updated another program, changed a bit. Now let's upload it so we know what it does, right? Also, yesterday I did this, so it's like a bit flatter. We can put something else here. Whatever. That's flat. Kinda flat.
When I say people, it means that people don't complain in the general account.
Okay. So do you mean that they have taken a program and they are like uploading it to somewhere else? Maybe like a cracked program then, or what? You shouldn't do that at least, right? You know that. So tell me more, what do you mean? Let's just check this code if it's the same. Yeah, so it's the same code, totally the same. Let's actually not read all the code. Let's use tool commander instead, right? So I've been using it to update my web page. My notes are on my web page now. So that's I'm not really friends with my new 20 TB hard drive because sometimes it's noisy. And it sounds like the computer is starting, like old times starting. I should but I think it's just shutting down when it's not used. So let's go to fix it. And I put my notes there. And for this I also converted them to purple.
VR Mechatronics says, look, this is awesome chip. Web link.
Oh god, let's see what it is. So, oh yeah, that's a good price, but this is 1 meter. The one I have is 5 meter. I don't know if I bought it for this price. I bought it mine off Amazon, but it's like the same thing that I have. Oh, so backlight screen, color sync, flowing multicolor. So it's just one of these strips. It's like the same thing, right? It's even blue, and it's got this.
But you can buy only chip.
Oh, you can buy only the chip, but it says meters here. But maybe you can buy only the chip. So what's So here they have just put these strips on the back of the TV. So the thing is that these don't really have chips specifically like that. They have chips in every one of these. So they all take, you know, we looked at them in the microscope yesterday. I should have taken an image of that, right? So now we'd have to go back. So let's see if we go here. See if we can focus something. Wrong direction, right? So when we're kind of close, we'll go full screen. So in the preview. So I'm kind of thinking that's the ship in there. And, or I kind of know it really, because we know, oh sorry for the shaking, it's just me not holding it. So as it's on, it's a bit more less. Let's even go closer. No, this direction. That wasn't the one. So now we're further to the edge of it. So this is the cool thing with LED, right? Nothing is hidden, we can see it all. And I don't have the light on. So I'm curious, Roma of Psych. I'm curious about the package. What kind of package are you talking about? So here is one package. Yeah, so I'm like from the side here, and I'm holding it, so it's. But we can see we don't have the same good image we had yesterday, but we can see, and we also can compare it to the drawings of that we copy to the notes right now. Let's hop the notes over to the screen, and let's scroll up here or down. So here we can see actually that the input is the tiny square, the output is the bigger one here. Then we have plus and a minus. So one here, this kind of shape here. The thing is that I can't write, I just realized. So if I were to show my right screen now, yeah, so I need to show the preview, but we can still see. So this is the This is VSS. This is ground. This is plus. This is out, and this is in. So this is the in signal. So that's just my preview. Sharing my preview. So let's do that one instead. Or we were actually at the full screen one, right? So, though it is blurry. This is annoying. Since it's so tiny, my slightest movement here makes everything shake so much. But this is like the data in to the ship, right? And then it's all connected. So we can see it being connected there to the ground, which is like in, but there's a circle where it's not touching. And we can see it's connecting to in, out, plus and minus. And tiny components. So that's the logic of it. And it's all on every LED. It's a whole ship on all of them. So I think this is kind of cool. So they're just in serial, the same, all of them. And when we send the data, we send it like enough times for it to hop serially to all of them. It's very similar to. So there's not a separate chip on these. It's the same with this one. So all of these also have a chip in them, right? So let's put this one on top. So can I focus? Or do I have to go up? So we can see the same, like exact same thing here, right? There's the ship with a logic. And we can see it as it's not covered up with some black plastic or something, right? So we could just switch them out, though this one wouldn't be very fun, would it? What we could do is to make the pulsing one be on all of those LEDs. So all of this would be pulsing LED with the color. But I'm thinking before we do these kind of things, let's make a library that with a function that does that for us, right? So it could just be pulse LED color. Intense, maximum min intensity, maybe, you know, and it just goes up and down between those. So we can make a nice even curve of that if we want to, depending on how much math we want the poor Arduino to do. We can make set values for it to go to, or go to all, like we're doing now. It's totally okay to do. This is just on off, right? The other one was. So, also, I'm driving my kid to school today, so this is not a long stream, meaning it's not like 10 hours like yesterday. We just getting started. Now, but seriously, it's almost 11, so it depends if my kid listened to what I told him what to not eat as breakfast, meaning his lunch, or if I'll have to make a new lunch for him. So grow, arrow is ugly arrow scrolling, and yeah, this is the one where I showed that this is not actually doing anything by just setting y to 0. So there was a 4 here. looping through 0. So there, the code is odd here. So I have modified them now. We removed this bit so it wasn't actually doing anything, just so that I could show chat that how it works, you know. But so this is grow, and that's this one. So I wouldn't call it grow. I would call it like switching between two states. Switching between big and small square, maybe. You know? Fade border. We didn't actually try this one. So let's see if we can see what it does first. As you can see, there's no indentation. The indentation of this is so funny. They have removed the clear LED, they still kept their delay. Then we're out of the indentation and we have a 4 G 0 to 255. Oh. So GB fade border. And then they're doing it again. And this is where it's actually writing the data. And then the delay makes it then. Yeah. So the positions are set. Where is B? RGB, right? So we don't have a B. B is G. Okay, so both B and G. So no R. What's B and G together? G and B, I mean. Green and blue together. Is that like cyanish? So yeah, we need to set the board first, or it won't do anything. I was like, didn't it pause there? No, I didn't think so. So yeah, cyan. Oh, it's so bright. You can't see anything, right? Let's use the trick we used yesterday. And let's, for you, turn the camera light on. So I'm just lowering the contrast or the brightness. So you can see the cyan border fading. So they have the same effect of the last one, right? Only I haven't fixed the code here too. You can see that too. So, oh gosh, it's just tough on my eyes. So 2 2 2 3 2 4 2 5, and then we have a new line. 2 2 2 3, and here we can see we have 255s here. Reds. So let's change these to, well, let's do 50. Because I'm going blind. Can't look at my keyboard. So let's copy this. Now I'm just fixing this so I can see anything. Well, we could do 100. Why am I doing that? I don't know. And this another loop. So as this is just a copy. So let's also well, at least the 4 is invented. And then we need to fix this into. Is that a 0? Yeah. Do you think my eyes will die? Now it's bright light and we can see there's still snow outside here. let me show you the current Swedish Stockholm plus weather. So we're gonna open Arian. So this is the weather here now. So we had more snow yesterday, I think. So it's been plus degrees. It's 3.6 now too. So it is slowly melting. So we just had a few days of a lot of snow. So I don't know if you can see how bright this is still. But we kind of can see the LEDs here, right? Right, you had just a bit of it, but I think, yeah, I could see what you saw there. So, let's turn this app off. Yeah, I was also listening to security now, so I'll have to finish it later when I hear all of it. Yeah, we don't want to see that. It's not a lot of fun. Also, let's put a pause here. For 500. Nah. So this should all be indented better, but whatever, right? It's their code. I'll fix mine. And then we upload. I'm now curious. Yeah, Control U is upload. So I would like it to be for 5, right? So it doesn't have to pause when it's fully up. I just want it to pause off, so let's do that instead. So we can see these go minus, right? It's going down. It's starting at 100, going down. So now I should pause. Oh, right. So do you know what we did last time, right? We changed this. It's going too slowly. Extremely slowly. So this is much better. So we can almost not see it changing the values. Now we have a obvious one. And let's lower this from 500 to 50. So this is the only time we pause the slightest. Maybe it's even too much this. Anyway, this is the same program as the other one, so we could really just delete this. Fade border, it's only that they have a few others in there. So I don't care about fade border. Let's delete fade border. And let's keep the ones that are more unique, right? So fade border, fade color change. So let's run these. So I wonder what this Excel thingy was for, as it is very logical X and Y coordinates. I don't know. So we need to set the board before we upload. And I'm gonna look at that, not at this, because it's too bright. So it's also changing colors. And it has the slow update speed that we don't want. So Just confirming this is the same code. We read it carefully yesterday. I can do it again and explain if you want to. But it's in there in yesterday's stream. So let's look at it with less delay. So since I know how it works, this is nothing we need to save. I just don't know why they did this. That's the only thing I'm curious about. I think it's very, very cool here that they built this, but it's not looping through the bits. It is outputting them exactly, though it is the same code, but only the bit mask differs, right? So why set these values? So they have a few ifs in here. Maybe they were learning if statements. I can imagine it because it's not bad. It's just not like a someone who's been coding for a long time. All right. So arrow 2. Go row and change. So let's check out arrow 2. So VR, you never told me what you mean about the ship only. Updates to your libraries. I installed them. So let's pull this one up. Didn't it actually do it because it was pausing? Because this can't be arrow 2. No, I thought so. So the only difference in this one, if there's a difference, is that it's blinking, right? So they're adding a clear everything in between. Every output of them. This is a bit cooler. And this is actually like an actual useful thing, right? You might want to have like, oh, it's dark, you're supposed to go this way. Go this way. Even though we wouldn't use these colors and this brightness. So yes, I can see this. And this is not actually that bright. As you can see, we don't have 255 here. It is still bright. So same code. I'm saving arrow 2 because it could be useful, right? And we want a few ones saved. It's reminding me to continue on the next box of fragment. So we need to finish Gatekeeper. We need to do that too. But I want to play with this first. So, and today is a short stream. So what is Arrow War? I can see the intensity went up, right? So if X is this, oh god, I can't see anything now. I shouldn't have looked at it. Yes, I'm not throwing out something I can't even look at. Let's check what this is. This is the one of the ones we were running, right? Changes. So I'm running anything now just to get rid of this horrible light. Yeah, this is the one we started at. So it is bright, but my eyes are not burnt. I still get dots when I close my eyes, but it's not burning the eyes. So this is 100 of 255. Well, I guess it's 100 because I did 101. So save that one. What's color? SQ. Square sequence. What is it? Let's actually read the code quickly. So 22, 23, 24, and then there's a new line. Oh, square, definitely right. 3, 2, and 3, 4. And it's 255, so H 255 100, thank you. And that's not replace all, but we can replace skip that one, replace that one, and that. There. So I thought the comment we will leave. That's why I didn't do the wall. So now I dare to upload. And I'm not looking at it straight. So it just switches between two squares. And we could have done this too, and we could have seen it, right? In values. So the only thing it does, it sometimes adds these and it pauses. So if we put a new line after the delays, we can see the pauses. And this is what I mean with the coding not being. This is not someone used to be in coding that does this. So delay after the first word, clearing the array, putting the array into the serial, meaning updating the LEDs, putting new values, updating, waiting a second, and so on. So there's nothing new here, so we can delete this one too. So I think most of them are, I know what grow is. That's the two squares switching places, right? LED Arduino, yeah, so that's interesting. Okay. So now I think we started this yesterday and nothing happened. And now we know why. It clears the LEDs, it doesn't put any data in, and it clears the LEDs, and it waits and doesn't put any data in. So this is like an empty form, like an empty program just to put your stuff in, right? So that's why it's not doing anything. We don't have to run it because it will just look. It will delay, do nothing, right? It's updating with no new data. Just the cleared here memset 0 of this full array. So we don't need to run this, we don't need to save it. So I thought it would like say Arduino or something. And then this is just in case you have a 16, they've made a start template for this too, meaning that it won't be 192. It will be 068 and 256 LEDs, as it is 4 times the 64. Yeah. So also an empty loop, not doing anything. So we can calculate that ourselves if we need it. Red square. We're in starter version, so let's look at it. Or rather, I'm gonna pre-check the code for all of them now because I don't want the 255s in my eyes. So let's hop like up over here. Let's replace 255 with 100, and I guess I do it manually. It's not that many. There, we just have 1 left. And then we select board and start it. It's not a lot of them left, so let's check the others. It might be a new one. So how amazing this was. It's a blinking square. So this is the one they did before they did the grow one, where they added another square. So they're learning how it works. And they thought putting the pixels out was hard enough to make an Excel for it that they made an article about. So that's how I would have put the code, right? Well, I would have invented. But this, I'm impressed. Or if they cut the code from someone. Now I'm like doubting. But this, I think this must be like an electronics engineer, person learning electronics instead of learning programming. So we'll grab the bits that are interesting, and that's just a copy of the grow, which is 2 squares. And spiral 16. We can just, yeah. Let's actually look at spiral first, right? So I thought it would be like a spiral spinning or something. We'll have to do something cooler ourselves, like maybe a pixel starting just going out or something, some kind of more complex movement. So yeah, we did run this. So let's replace since we have hundreds now. Replace 100 with 50. No, replace 100 with 25. Is that too low? Yeah, let's go to delays too. I don't mind changing the delays. There's also 180s. So, and another delay. So, and we don't want to replace this one. Yeah, let's just skip the rest. It's just all those ones and zeros. It's not really 100. Then we had 180. So I guess let's do like, I'm thinking we have 100 and 255, and we're going to change 255 to 100, or to 50. So let's do like just 17 or something. Yeah, so 25. What am I thinking? 47. No. So I was thinking 25. So 37. We're increasing 12, and then we have 50 later. So I don't think we have any others on these, so I'm just gonna do it all in once. And then we have 255 to 50. And I'm assuming kind of we're not gonna save this, but let's just hop that one. Oh, well. The comment is bad, so if we save this one, I'll have to fix it. Should I just fix it now? I clicked the wrong button, so that's what happened. Let's just run it now. It is not iNuking anymore. And as we lower the delays, maybe we should add them up a bit more. So the others had so high delays, right? So let's change this back. Just for between the states. 100 is not that much in this. It's not like it has a loop with infinite ones. So now we'll be a bit slow. Oh, kind of okay. So they have like 2 pixels that are where it starts, not 4. Yeah. Oh, this is just a pattern that they have drawn in their Excel sheet and that I thought was cool. It's not really making anything more complex programming, so we don't need any of this data to be able to output data. But I still wanted to see it. Maybe it wasn't worth all that replacing. And then they have made one where they've drawn the spiral for that too. So now we are down to the arrow. Why did I save the variable arrow? Changes grow. So we have confirmed there's nothing more, unfortunately. Now I'm just curious. Why did I save this one? So can you see this loop here? For y equals 0, y less than 1. So it is y, this is y equals 0. So I'm gonna be dead and my eyes are gonna die. So a blinking one. And let's upload the other one quickly. I don't see really a difference. Except for that this one is toned down. I'm just gonna go and check with my kid that he's prepared for school in a bit more than an hour. So my kid hadn't eaten anything yet, which is like something I need to help him with. Let's see here. So let's just quickly check the difference between these two. I'm kind of assuming it's not much. So I guess I could like, where do I hide windows? I want to hide this. I know this doesn't work, you know. Let's see here. Just go to the loop. Where we were already. These up to next to each other. Then I'm gonna go turn the sausages over. We'll be done soon. So, let's see. So, this one, I replaced this Y. This one also has a differing value here. That's the only thing. So let's do this one. H. So, seriously. Yeah, H is not good to search on. It's just a letter. But if we start here we have H's. I have to go down and turn the clothes on this. Turn on. So there. This food is done. Did we actually upload this? Yeah, so if I want to mess with pixels, I can do it myself in my way. There's no, like, important code update. It's just that some pixels are changing depending on that. So this was the arrow war. So let's delete that too. And I'm gonna... Oh. Try again. Why? Let's just upload something that's not bright light. So that's better. So let's see. We have this one. Well, let's delete that one too. We can delete this one too. Okay. Why? So something was still open there. Row is the two squares. Changes is this one, which we have. It was just 4 pixels at the start. We changed it quite a lot. Arrow is arrow. So we have a sideways movement, which would be kind of, yeah, like, we have 3 different things. This is something going on and off. This is a fade, and this is a movement inside, right? So these are the 3 things that this does so far. So let's actually move these somewhere else, like into Arduino. So I already have one, of course. We delete that one and we go to Arduino. So surprised, right? And then we light piston here. And let's delete this directory in downloads. And let's rename them. So this one, actually let's make a subdirectory here called RGB LED, because I forget to do this. And let's move these 3 into here. And let's rename the changes to fade. So, because this is a more descriptive name. Okay, I'll have to type it again. Fade. And arrow, scroll. So I'm thinking that we will make like a function in a library that you can just input a text and it will start scrolling the text, right? Things like that. And if it already exists, whatever, because we've looked, we didn't find anything. So I don't want to make double work. This is just to image swap. And this makes me miss the keys. It's not me not knowing my keyboard at all. It's only the having an Arduino in the way. That's the only thing. I guess we call this one too. So more descriptive names. And this is just because for some reason the Arduino program likes to have stuff in directories. So RGB LEDs. So this is not only for Arduino. Let's make a folder. RGB LEDs. And let's put this one in there. And let's make a new note. Code for Arduino. And we're gonna put like stuff in here, but we might not do it yet because we haven't finished it yet, right? So which one? We're currently using this, and it's not too hard on the eyes. So maybe we'll continue with this fade thing to start building from. Meaning we will start with separating out files, and I really converted what I was doing, swapped what I was doing to hop it into, well, I keep saying Atmos Studio, but Microchip Studio instead to do this. But now we learned that we can put assembler in Arduino. Maybe it's just easier to do this. And we don't have to... I looked the other day, but now it doesn't start because I need to reinstall it. Because I've cleaned out a lot of files. But apparently, I didn't care if I needed to reinstall Windows even. I was just cleaning out. So I like emptied the user directory. So don't do that if you don't want to reinstall stuff. Also, all my add-ins to code was wiped. As I knew they would be, right? Because I deleted the directories for them. Variables and the files here. Yeah. So let's actually save as. Save as. Look, now it's putting stuff into documents. I don't like that. So we're actually going to hop to this directory. I guess we can do this. Can we, right? I was gonna right click again and open a new. So all of these we want to put in the Arduino directory, which should be renamed to Arduino and ESP, right? Because we will have other stuff in here, so we don't want it to be too limited. Of course, the file is open, so Control X, all of that. I don't want it to save stuff over there, it's not a pretty place. Let's have it all in the same place. Let's make sure Arduino Studio doesn't do that again. Maybe I should have the ESP separated. The thing is that we will notice as soon as we open one. So for example, if we were to open camera web server, right? Also there's a CPP file there. We can see it's at the top here, ESP camera H, Wi-Fi H, right? So obvious this is an ESP one. Oopsie. Yeah, so the next thing I'm gonna do is to hop back in there. What I'm looking for right now is where on earth is the ones I just put there. So we have the ones that were in this directory. We have the ones I moved. Alright, RGB LED. There. So probably that's the way to go. So let's make a new one called ESP. And let's move the ones I'm sure are ESP, like Wi-Fi scan, camera web server, and I think these blanks are also the blanks for ESPs. That I've had to modify to work. So, but whatever, let's yeah. So this is something that will be looked for by Arduino. So we need to change it in the program. So pause. Or maybe it can have its stuff there, but I want to change the main directory. So it's not supposed to be sketchbook location. We want to change this to H and Arduino ESP. There, choose. And the libraries, will it go on the same place? I don't think there's another setting though, so we will just try and run something which is not this, and we will see if it works as it should. And if it doesn't, we know we have libraries here, right? So RGB LED, and we're gonna copy this one. And we're gonna call it making LED. So I won't be able to work on this while I'm waiting for my kid at school. I don't think I want to go outside and walk for almost 2 hours in +3. It's too cold. So I'll probably just be in the library doing something with my killer laptop. So I should probably check that it's ready to go. Yeah, it's in the backpack. Yes, we need to go in an hour, so we still have time. Let's start making this better, right? So, how does an include work in this? Let's do a quick Google. Arduino make a library we could do. Writing a library for Arduino. So, how do they suggest we do it? Is this on Arduino docs? This document explains how to create a library. Start with sketching for flashing Morse code. See the API style guide for information using a good style API for a library. Yeah, so I'm gonna pull this out for a bit. It's kind of bright. it's a bit annoying, and I don't think we will be finished in a bit, but we'll probably run it to check. So. So functions. Void setup. Void move. Okay. Okay, I wouldn't have guessed that. Okay, so this is just a basic code, and now we want to make it a library. Make a class, Morse. And we have Morse dot, Morse slash, yeah. So this is the header file. And include Arduino H. That's a good name for a so I might just put this on background TTS while I start looking at it. Yeah, so header file. So they're actually doing include Arduino H there. Okay, that's where. Standard types and constants in Arduino language. And it's normally automatically added to normal SCADA, but not to libraries. So that's good. Yeah, so it's kind of nice that we did this. We could actually just copy and paste a bit of this. We can just
home/learn/
since I'm not reading all of the
Arduino.
text, right?
Writing a library for Arduino.
So I'm sorry
Creating
if this
libraries
is
to
annoying
extend the
to
functionality
someone.
of Arduino.
So
Go
we're
step
just
by step through the
gonna
process of making a
copy,
library from a sketch. Last revision April
making
24,
this,
2023. This document
making our
explains
own
how to create a
header
library
file.
for Arduino. It starts with a sketch for flashing Morse code and explains how to convert its functions into a library. This allows other people to easily use the code that you've written and to easily update it as you improve the library. For more information,
RGB.
see the API style guide for information on making a good Arduino style API for your library. We start with a sketch that does simple Morse code. 1 int pin equals 13. 2. 3 void setup. 4. 5 pin mode, pin, output. 6. 7. 8 void loop. 9. 10 dot.
So
11 dash,
and then we want to open both
12
these, not
13 delay, 3000.
yeah, let's open
14,
that one Arduino.
15.
So
16
open
void
with,
dot. 17. 18 digital
shows
write,
up.
pin, high. 19 delay,
Oh god, my nose is
250.
so itchy.
20 digital write, pin.
Oh!
21 delay, 250. 22. 23.
Not
24
Atmos
void
Studio,
dash.
but it was a good
25.
suggestion.
26
Good
digital write,
suggestion.
pin,
We could have done that.
27 delay, 1000. 28 digital write, pin, low. 29 delay, 250. 30. If you run this sketch, it will flash out the code for SOS, a distress call, on pin 13. The sketch has a few different parts that we'll need to bring into our library. First, of course,
So
we have the dot, and dash, functions that do the actual blinking. Second, there's the pin variable which the functions use to determine which pin to use. Finally, there's the call to pin mode, that
Maybe
initializes the pin as an
open
output.
with.
Let's start turning the sketch into a library. You need at least 2 files for a library, a header file, with the extension .h, and the source file, with extension .cpp. The header file has definitions for the library, basically a listing of everything that's inside,
Yeah, CPP,
while the source
of course.
file has the actual code.
So
We'll call our
can we
library
really
Morse,
close this
so our
one?
header file will be morse.h. Let's take a look
Oh,
at what
now
goes
they're
in.
actually open.
It might seem a bit strange at first, but it will make more sense once you see the source file that goes with it. The core of the header file consists of a line for each function in the library,
let's
wrapped
rename
up
it
in a
to
class
CPP.
along with any variables you need. 1 class Morse, 2, 3 public,
Yeah.
4 Morse, int pin, 5 void begin, 6 void dot, 7 void dash, 8 private, 9 int underscore pin, 10.
I did close it on
A class
purpose
is simply a
because I
collection
didn't
of
know how to
functions and
close the
variables that
tabs.
are all kept together in one place.
Yeah.
These functions and variables can be public, meaning that they can be accessed by people using your library, or private, meaning they can only be accessed from within the class itself. Each class has a special function known as a constructor, which is used to create an instance of the class. The constructor has the same name as the class, and no return type. You need a couple of other things in the header file. One is an hashtag include statement that gives you access to the standard types and constants of the Arduino language. This is automatically added to normal sketches, but not to libraries. It looks like this, and goes above the class definition given previously. One hashtag include Arduino.h. Finally, it's common to wrap the whole header file up in a weird looking construct. One hashtag if and def Morse underscore h. 2 hashtag define Morse underscore h. 3. 4 / the hashtag include statement and code go here. 5. 6 hashtag and div. Basically, this prevents problems if someone accidentally hashtag includes your library twice. Finally, you usually put a comment at the top of the library with its name, a short description of what it does, who wrote it, the date, and the license. Let's take a look at the complete header file. 1 / asterisk, 2 Morse.h, library for flashing Morse code. 3 created by David A. Mellis, November 2nd, 2007. 4 released into the public domain. 5 asterisk / 6 hashtag if and def Morse underscore
we don't
h.
need that kind of date.
7 hashtag define Morse
Let's
underscore
follow
h.
their instructions.
9 hashtag include Arduino.h. 10. 11 class Morse. 12.
What is it? Is it
13
8
public.
already?
14 Morse, int pin. 15 void begin. 16 void dot. 17 void dash. 18 private. 19 int underscore pin. 20. 21. 22 hashtag and div. Now let's go through the various parts of the source file, morse.cpp. First comes a couple of hashtag include statements.
So it's
These give the rest of the code access to the standard Arduino functions, and to the definitions in your header file. 1 hashtag include Arduino.h.
And we want
2
more
hashtag
space in
include
here.
Morse.h.
And of course
Then
we're
comes
gonna
the constructor.
change this
Again,
to...
this explains what should happen when someone creates an instance of your class. In this case, the user specifies which pin they would like to use.
I don't like having
The constructor
uppercase,
records
but
that in a
as
private variable for use in the other
they
functions.
seem to use uppercase
1
in
Morse
the
Morse,
first,
int pin.
right?
2. 3 underscore pin equals pin. 4. There are a couple of strange things in this code. First is the Morse, before the name of the function. This says that the function is part of the Morse class.
I'm just
You'll see
laughing
this
at
again in
this.
the other functions
Let's
in the
actually
class.
stop that. So I didn't really listen to all of it, but I know how basic C++ classes work, right? So it's mostly what's specific and the refresher. So underscore pin. Right. Because it's internal, I'm assuming. So here's their examples of the CPP file. And then an actual program using it. Or sketch. But let's see here. If you open the sketching for library, you should see Mars inside library sketches. Then if the library doesn't seem to build, make sure files really in CP and no extra stuff like .txt. Yeah, and then they're replacing the that using Mars. So let's just grab this one too, and let's use it as a template. So and of course it's by the way, will this work? No. So you have to keep deleting lines. I think we can pause it by Notepad. So Notepad open timely over here. I'm just gonna BAX close, and then we paste Niden out. So deleting slower this time, so I don't delete stuff. This is just stuff that we're not going to use anyway, but it's an example, right? RGB.cpp, and we're not going to retype stuff. Updated. So, and we're gonna just there. This is how they want it, and of course we need RGB instead, and RGB. I don't like the name. Uppercase name. You can't do uppercase R, lowercase GB, right? And pin is not interesting for us. Well, it is actually. It is. And begin is a very Arduino thing to say. So what functions do we want? Instead of dot, we're going to want clear. And the functions have lowercase. And we're going to do writes and delays for sure here. But now we're gonna put the code from the other one here. But first, let's actually let's call this RGB2. RGB, and let's call this one RGB live. I can't even add all characters. And of course it's opened. So let's just try again on renaming. So now we open this. And we go over here again. And this is their new include. So instead of getting the standard one, I did click Arduino. I clicked the file rather. Oh yeah, it did open. No longer needs to be. Okay, yeah. Okay, that's annoying. So we can't rename this one. It needs to have the same name or it won't work. So I guess we should uppercase all of these as we did it for the class, right? So and didn't I make changes to this? Whatever. So we have a very basic, and then we have the thing I was gonna comment. No. This is not right, because this goes into the library thingy. There. That's the meeting, and of course this is instead RGB. This is also let's add the comment there. We can copy it instead. And RGB 8. So we have set up RGB begin, but everybody has that, right? Then we do RGB dot clear and RGB dot blank test blank and then I'm imagining RGBs. We want it all. Yeah. Let's do blank test. And let's do like 100 0 0, right? So R, in other words. And then we're going to hop over to this one and paste the code here. So, and in here, the pin will be saved, and the pin will be going into everything because it's important. So let's replace this to, I guess it could be just pin. Let's put some more notes. Uses serial communication. Works for VS 28 12 B64 and lead strips and more. We can make this 2 lines. I don't know if this is the place to put it, but let's hop to this file and paste. And I know example for RGB matrix and strip library. There. So let's start with making these works, right? So we added these two. So let's make them exist. We also have begin, because begin is like a common thing. So we don't use it right now. Maybe we should. We will use it. We'll use it. And instead here we want, let's just paste over here, clear and blink test. So it's not like I can't type clear. Clear. Oh. Clear. And blank test, right? So then we need all the private functions. That's not external. Then we're gonna add so clear for us. It is this setup, setting the pin to output, clearing the LEDs and updating the LEDs. So I'm gonna change the names of stuff, but as this is still the name thing it has, we can keep it for now. So the pin mode we already have here, so we don't need that one. Clear RGB array. I don't know. What do you think about naming? What do they say about naming? Let's check that API link. If I didn't click it already. So, style guide. Read, write, digital read, analog write. Print array. Oh, this is nice. So there's a suggestion, but I can see how the functions are named there. So it is definitely uppercase, no underscores or anything like that. I just think it's more readable when we're talking RGB, right? So, clear RGB array. So we're going to change our test to be a blank test instead. And it's not in here yet, but that's a good reminder to actually add these two in here too. So I already did the clear. I remember blank test, right? And then we have clear. Definitely won't contain a waiting period. So clear is actually these, meaning so how do I run its own function from in here? So let's check back to this page. It doesn't do that. Yeah. So I do that in other code. That's like a thing they should do, but we do have the pin. Yeah. Since it's in the class, I'm assuming we don't have to do any like messy stuff like Python or some script language. We don't have to dot anything, right? It's in the class, so we just run clear here. So we don't want any data left. And clear runs clear RGB array, which might not actually exist. Might we ever want to clear it without updating the actual data output? It's better to make it, this is a public function that people can use. Then we have a private one called clear RGB array. RGB, and this is update RGB. So this is clear and this is update RGB output display LED. So making it obvious that this is an internal thing, only data. RGB data. The data could be thought of. This is obviously internal as it's array, right? This is let's put out for now. Out. Send RGB update. There we have it. Send RGB update. But this is where the API thingy comes in, right? So they have their names, the Arduino people, and why not use this way of thinking, as it could be easier for other people. So where are the different usage people? What do you use with the term? It's most like what words you use in them. Use established core library and styles. Use a read inputs, write to outputs. Yeah. So as this is higher level, not at low level, use the stream and print. Class is dealing with byte streams. If it's not appropriate, network application client server classes use begin to initialize library. Yeah, so this we already have now. Use end to stop it. We don't need a stop. Use camel keys function names. Yeah, not underscore. We got that. Analog read, not analog read. Many functions. Many function. For readability, long constant names, full caps are hard to read. Simplify if possible. Without being terse. Try to avoid Boolean arguments. Instead, consider providing two different functions with names that describe the different functions. Yeah, that's smart. Don't assume knowledge of pointers. Be use C from the previous week and get very confused by and star. So what do you avoid? How to the API? I think so. Yeah, I don't think we need those. The array won't be visible. So yeah, let's move this out of the way, right? Also, time is closing up, so actually we won't be leaving at the normal time, but actually a few minutes earlier since it's snowy and my car tires kind of go out of air. So I'm just gonna remind my kid that we're leaving in like, let's figure it out first. It's like 20 minutes that I have to turn off stream. Though I think I refilled the air 2 days ago. Eller börja förbereda oss. So I like putting like 15 minutes for getting ready, closing down stuff for him, and so it's not like we're leaving out the door like the moment. It's just when we're starting to do stuff. This keeps falling off. Silicon Labs CP 210X. Forgetting to eat my breakfast. That's now my lunch. So, yeah. So we kind of get it, right? And we can look at examples here. Exemplary from an effort. So, we don't have to be perfect. I was just thinking, will send RGB update be okay to them? I think so, right? So these are not low level. These are, to make it simple. So, let's make we need 2 functions for this to work. This one also should have no arguments. So these are very simple functions. Not that simple. We'll have to rebuild the second one there. They are both void. We're inventing new things. And we'll take the opportunity before we change these to put them in here. But these are private. So these will not be accessible. I'm just making sure it's setting spaces, not tabs. There, let's hop back here and remove these. And instead, there. So, pen is also private. Yeah, so I'm thinking we're gonna put these first, just for, so I did something stupid and I copied nothing. So there. So let's do that was ugly. Private methods. And then we go public. So, RGB int pen. Yeah. So this is left over from this. So I just, yeah. So it's the constructor. So it's like not, it's definitely not private. What do you think? Should we put them? I think privates are used by publics, right? But publics are the most red ones. So maybe I should switch it around. And actually move these here and this one there and this one there, because this is the constructor. It's obvious, right? But we're dealing with Arduino, so we have a begin, we have a clear, we have a blank test. Are we going to have it? And this matches what is in here. Also the order now matches. So when we start it, we do RGB 8, the pin, and then we do setup, we do RGB begin, which is like the standard. And then we have a test here of clearing it. Actually, let's put a delay here because this is a test, right? Oops. So we want to test that this works. Well, let's do 3 seconds. It's obvious and we can see that it's blank for 3 seconds first, right? And then maybe blink test is supposed to go like up and down 3 times or something, right? It's a test. So display fades full, no, all LEDs fade up and down 3 times, and as it is easier to read, do 3 times. So that's the plan, and begin does just initiates pin and initiates serial pin and clears data array, well, and runs clear, because clear will have the description of what clear is, and clear will clear data array and clear internal data array and output to RGB, well, pin output RGB to the RGB there. All LEDs fade up and down 3 times. We can also see there that the test, oh, this is a blink test, meaning I just realized we can do R, we can do G, we can do B. So we know that all LEDs have the same intensity, they work good, you know. One's for each. So it's not just a test for the program, it's also a test for the display. Once now we can call it test RGBs instead. Test RGB. So I like that. Blink test. Yeah, so I thought so. Test RGBs. This is what I'm supposed to copy, and then we tap to this, paste. I think I copied instead again, and this one also paste. So and now this is also not a color input. It's just a test RGBs. Nice, and it's in a loop since it's an Arduino normal program. So let's not mess with that loop. It will go forever. So maybe we should just have this one be 1 second. Seriously, why is this 1 second? So this means we will have 3 loops in here, 4 loops, and we will set different values. And I kind of have those loops in the old ones. But let's start with the basics here now. So the number of LEDs is something we want to adopt this kinda, right? Kinda. Not all straight up. So we will actually want to have LEDs. What pin and how many LEDs, right? This also means this will not be a set value, right? Because LEDs. We could call it LEDs. LEDs equals LEDs. Yeah, that's actually a nice way to underscore it to simplify. Yeah, I like it. I like it. So we can use this in all our loops. We can also have like a max intensity and stuff. We can have a limit maximum intensity, right? And the default value will be set here. So we need to add this to our H file too. Really, we don't. Yeah, we do here. Unlike, why wouldn't I add it here? Because I can't find any others. So the underscore 2, right? We also want max. This is the priority. I don't want mine to go all 255 on me because it's horrible. Intensity. And this one will have a default value. It will not be set in the will not be, you will not have to set it manually. So the default will be 255. And then we will have a set max intensity, which is also public, of course. Begin, clear, and it's less important than these. So let's void set, now lowercase set, max intensity, and oh, sorry. Yeah, that's why I got off there when I was trying to do that one. There. And the test RGB won't care because it's a test. It's a hardware test. Limits the intensity, the maximum intensity for most functions not tests RGBs. So, and this takes, of course, a intensity. Int intensity. And we will make it a simple F. And tab, no. Intensity. Intensity. Just checking I spelled this right. Yeah, there was something missing. Intensity. So I'm in Python world. If intensity actually is less than zero, intensity equals 0, and then intensity is more than 255. Intensity equals 255, right? I don't know how big the ends are, but obviously they are bigger than 255. Then we do underscore intensity. In underscore max, right? Max intensity equals intensity. So it can't have any other values than those that are accepted. Checked at once. And it's important that it's the max intensity. So maybe we should call this max intensity too. Set max intensity, intensity. Yeah, max intensity and max intensity will be too much. Too much max, right? Though we will need to put this in the header. Or it will say bye-bye. And we're not using that yet, so whatever, right? So let's focus to get this as a running test, though I only have 10 minutes. So I will make it easy and ugly. So there's one functionality we do not have, and this is these two, right? Or did we create them? They're here, they're empty. And they're in here too. And we just need to then get the logic. And I'm going to put like by this person will get credit. Then I don't know if he's the one who did the thinking on it. We might also just do our own thinking instead and confirm everything. But for now, just to make it testable, let's just take this. We need a byte array. So this will be our data. And it will be, of course,
Town one says, "Hi."
Hi, welcome in. So, I just have a few minutes left before I have to drive my kid to school, but we're going to
No worries.
So byte is
What are you
not...
coding?
So we're making a library for Arduinos to control these displays. So I'm thinking we will do the basic stuff, and then we will add, like, you can just put a string in there and it will scroll or some stuff like that. And just set the scroll speed. So that'll be cool, right? So we're starting with the basics.
Love it.
Yeah. Though I found some examples online, so we don't have to understand.
Fixerbot says,
New follower Hound 1. Less than 3.
Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome in. So let's see here. Here we have information about the data and how it is sent. But since I found this other person who is probably electronics engineer or something that's not used to coding.
Town one says,
so the code
it's
is very
okay.
ugly.
Just continue to create.
Yeah, I'm gonna continue. So, to clear the RGB array, now let's see. Let's make sure I put it in both places. We need to initiate this too, and we're going to do it over here. And I called it _RGB, right? So this will now be actually right. Right, so here is where we need the LEDs. LEDs times 3 because we have RGB, right? And this is where I'm not sure. We could do, or...
May I ask, what is the objective of this? I'm sorry I missed it. Is for
it's
lighting?
having fun. I can show you. So, let's see here. So I've lowered the light on the screen. This is the microscope. So I won't have time to do more today anyway, so we can just stop now. So you can see how this lights up. and we have, like, we're addressing all the LUTs. This is serial communication.
Continue. Hi for showing me.
On the pin 8.
Age says.
Blinky blink.
Blinky blink, yeah. So we could do kind of cool stuff with this, right? And this is, it seems to be like $2-3 on AliExpress. So it's not extremely cheap. It's not $50. It is also not very expensive. So we could put like a few of them and make something nice, and maybe have some cool text. There's also flexible ones you can buy.
Hound1 says. What's the end game for this?
It's just for fun, and because I didn't find a library, then we'll make one, right? So it's just, that's the reason. So I'm disconnecting this because my eyes get from all the light. So I'm gonna have to leave, unfortunately. I'm gonna have to drive my kid to school, and I might
Don't
continue
doubt yourself.
later. No, I don't. Thank you.
You will do big things.
Yeah, so we
Ty.
might think of a cool project for it. So I'm sorry for just when you both got here, and I'm stopping. I'm sorry.
I will stay tuned.
That's kind of life. Yeah. So hopefully I might continue today, but it's also 2 days until my.
It's okay. Real life first. Less than 3.
So it's only 2 days until my kid's birthday, so I'm going to have to focus more on him, cause planning, you know. And he's autistic, so it's not planning like this. So we have to really, what do you really wanna do? So who we got to
I love
raid? You're welcome to come with suggestions here too. Yeah, we have
Makes
JD
sense.
on. We're gonna
Happy
raid
birthday
JD.
to him.
Oh, thank you. It's the 10th. So I'll tell him. So we're gonna raid
Hound1 says. Happy B-Day.
JD.
He must have a superpower.
Yeah, he does. But he also has problems. So deciding things, that's so hard to do. So this is always funny if I
They
do
all
like
do.
something like this when it's going zoomy zoom.
Not a problem. A gift.
Yeah. So I told him yesterday, it's not a like, there's nothing wrong with you. It's just that people work differently, and some people think in one way, and they have problems with something, and they're good at something. Other people think in another way. They have problems with
makes the
other
rules
things,
for
and they're
society?
better at other things. Yeah. So it's only that how
Modern
the world is
slavery.
right now, it's a bit tough for some people. So it's stressful. Let's start the raid. So I have to go and I told my kid we should leave earlier than usual. We usually get started
No
leaving at
worries.
45.
Tie for sharing.
Yeah. So very welcome in, and welcome back next time. And we do a lot of other stuff. We do the electronic stuff. We do
Must have a good day,
cybersecurity
less than
stuff.
3.
We do all of the fun things that we can think of on stream. So, but I do a lot of cybersecurity stuff. So let's see if
Do
JD
it
is
for a rocket.
awake. Maybe it's early morning
Smile,
for him.
smile.
For a rocket with lights on the outside. Now we can put something up behind here, right?
I'm home.
Yeah. Just think of ideas. What we can do with this.
You never know.
Right, for next time. Yeah. Rockets do sounds like a dangerous thing to have in the backyard, though, right? Maybe not.
Have a good day.
Yeah, good day. I might stream later, as in much later, after doing stuff with my kids. So I'm gonna build a gingerbread house and stuff today, too, because we haven't done it yet.
Okay. Haha, okay. Create. Love it. Tie.